Alright, so it has been a long time since I've done one of these. I'll go ahead and give a quick walkthrough of where I'm at and the challenges I'm facing. So here goes. Let's go a little wider. Alright. So, I say that a lot. Clean up a little mess. A little better. I've reused the original 944 coolant tank. It's a surge tank, has a pressure cap. I'm using these clear nylon, vinyl, whatever they are, lines for coolant. Nothing's in them yet. Hopefully it works. Here's hoping. Built this cool battery box mount. Ran some of my own nutserts into the frame to help hold it up. Using 2060 aluminum extrusion underneath the center of the box to support it in the middle. And then in the back, way back in there, there's another one of these right here, holding it up. Holding it up, balancing it, whatever you want to call it, retaining it. The boxes aren't really any different. I would highly advise anyone that's going to do this not to use this type of connector. This stuff right here, garbage for this purpose. Use WeatherPack connectors or Deutsch or anything along those lines. So I've been doing a lot of electrical work the last couple days. This is my high voltage distribution box. So on the front here, I have weather tight connectors. There's a hot and a ground coming out of, or hot and negative coming out of each. Not ground, but negative. I don't think I'll use all 6 of these, but we'll see. Using a bus bar over here for negative, bus bar over here for positive. Positive and negative both run in over here, run back around, come in here, go back through. Hot dang, go down to the back. When I say go down to the back, I mean they go back to the contactor boxes that are located in the back of the car. Basically, underneath that sheet metal behind the back seat, out on the outside of the car in weather tight boxes. Moving on. Right, just some 12 volt stuff. Nothing fancy here. Nice circuit breaker. Runs over. I'm redoing the entire circuit panel. So I got one of these things. This is junk. It's just poorly made. The text is almost impossible to read it, or to read on some of these things. Some of them is very clear. All of the connectors though are very weak. I was having, like, just shaking this, I was having fuses fall out. And I was generally running into electrical problems that I didn't want to bother tracking down through something that was as unreliable as that. I got it off eBay. It was like $70. You get what you pay for. I decided to go with these. These are build your own circuits. They're pretty sweet. These are knockoffs of Blue Sea Systems stuff. Blue Sea makes great stuff, but it's also really expensive for what it is. So this 12 is going to be everything key on, and this is everything always hot. There's not a lot, which is why there's only 6. I've got a motorcycle flasher for LEDs, which is cool. I've got one more for the hazard. Well, this is the hazard, but I've got one more for the turn signals. I found these on Amazon, if I remember correctly. And I think they work okay. I hope they work okay. This is my benchtop power supply. Highly recommend having one of these because you know what you're putting into the system, rather than having a battery that is going on, what, 7? Oh my gosh. Going on 7 years old. That is actually almost dead. Oh yeah. DC-DC converter, right? Logic plug, 12 volt ground, high voltage. All there is to that. I'm going to use the hot water heater. I think in the last video I'd said I was going to use it for the cabin heater. I've revised that statement. This thing has an inlet here and an outlet here, or vice versa. I sure hope it's that way. I don't actually see any arrows, so I don't think it matters. I'm going to change it so that this bend right here actually just goes into this port here, comes out this port here, goes straight into this T, and the pump picks it up and pulls it through and pushes it to the rest of the batteries so it can warm the batteries and me on a cold day. I have not run coolant lines inside the car yet. That is a problem for another day. We'll get there. Right, what else out here? This is the Tesla iBooster. I guess it's a bunch of other cars as well, but iBooster Gen 1. I do not have that wired yet. Don't even have it bench bled yet. I think that's it for the front of the car. Yeah, we'll call that it for the front of the car. Okay. Oh yeah, got the steering hooked up. There, down in there. A whole lot nicer than it was. It actually works now. Just to recap, that steering is a Prius. Hey, wiring this. A Prius. Oh, gotta sit down in the hole. A Prius power steering unit. I've re-indexed the motor. I think I said that in the last video. I've re-indexed it again since then. Huzzah. These things back in here, these are a lifesaver. They're called, I think, Wagos or something like that. And they're made, or maybe they're made by a company named Wago. Anyway, they're really cool. Super easy to connect wires, going multiple paths. You can get a box of a lot of them. I think it's like 70 or something off Amazon for 20 bucks, 30 bucks, worth every penny. If you're going to do a conversion, get a box. You will love it. If you've ever like crimped wires and then realized you crimped the wrong wires, or just general wiring stuff, makes it a whole lot easier. All this mess of wire actually makes sense to me, believe it or not. Oops, sorry. Everything right here in this bundle with this blue tape on it, this is all key on hot stuff. And I got caught on a switch. I don't even want to think about all the dust that just flew up in the air. This is my simulated key on right now. I am trying to currently track down why my BMS is not working correctly when hooked up to car voltage. So it's apparently running through this DC-DC converter here to go from 12 volts to 5 volts. Okay, no big deal there. I think somewhere in this circuit I have a short. I'm about to start digging into that. I already checked this for short to ground and I could not find anything, but this DC-DC, that guy right there, that gets too hot to touch after about 2 minutes of it being turned on. And the little power light right down in here never turns on. So it's definitely shorting to something. I don't know what. Let's see. Going back to the topic of these Wago connectors again. These guys, there's actually clear ones with blue and orange levers. I have these acting as my CAN bus branches. So going down the T, the top of the T, is the main bus, and then this is the branch off. So we have red is high, blue is low, or gray is low, and orange is high. I try to keep it all, close in color, but sometimes you just run out of wire. This branch right here is going to the DC-DC converter. This branch right here is going to the BMS, and this branch right here is going to my Polycup VCU, or MCU, I'm sorry. Not a lot to say there yet. I'm still exploring that. There's a lot to explore. There's a lot for me to learn. So I'm not going to say anything negative or positive until I know better what I'm doing or not doing and what it is or isn't doing. I want to believe it's great, though. It seems like it should be. Let's see. It's connected to that LCD. When I turn it on and the BMS is not connected, this actually fires up. It all works mostly the way it's supposed to. I can't get Bluetooth music through it for some reason. Whatever. Oh, oops. Battery too low to use the flash. Awesome. Well, just in time. Okay, that is a Tesla Model S throttle pedal out of a 2013 Model S. Apparently, it is special, even though it literally has a FOMO Co. or Ford Motor Company stamp on the side. It is a Tesla-only part because they have modified the output voltage down the signal pins to be different than the Ford part. So, thanks, Tesla, for being awesome yet again. These aren't too bad. They're like $60 off eBay. Used. This one's used. Let's see. Headlight connector right here in frame. This is another headlight connector for... These are both 944 connectors. I'm reusing the 944 stock. Well, let's see. That is my throttle pedal, CAN bus, and I don't know, some other series of wires, I can't remember, that go to the back, which is where we're going to go now. The charger. Hey. Thank you, open inverter, EV BMW. This thing hopefully is going to work great. I've got bigger fish to fry at the moment than charging the batteries, however. There's my kill switch. I finally got it mounted, thanks to my dad. You can read what that says. Little weather type box. The fuse is inside. Not a pyro fuse, just a regular fuse. Down in that box are the contactors. I am sure they are part of the equation of why my DC-DC converter in the BMS is getting hot. There's the other contactor box. That's for the negative contactor. My instrument panel I'll wire back up someday, I promise. Here's those clear ones again, by the way. They're super cool. I dig them. Polycups VCU, which is actually just a cinch product with custom firmware on it. And Cinch is the maker of the box. I'm blanking on the name of the company that makes the software and the actual board inside. Advantix? Yeah, Advantix. There we go. That's the ticket. This entire plug apparently is used for... This plug goes right in there. Is used for contactor control, and there was something else that goes in that series of plugs. Anyway, if you're not using the VCU for contactor control, you only have to use this one plug. This is CAN. There's another pair of wires coming out that I forgot what. Oh, current sensor. That's what it is. Current sensor in the motor. And then one of these is always hot, one of these is key on hot, and the other one is ground. Ground is the white one. I ran out of black for a while. Anyway, this is another one of those Wagos. This one's super cool. 3 into 9. Love it. It's perfect for power distribution. This thing has a terminating resistor in it, so it is the last CAN device on the bus at this end, and the other one back in there, somewhere in that tangle, there's a resistor in line in that, where it makes the U-turn in basically a pair of these connectors right here. There's an open end that just has a resistor connecting from one to the other. Oh yeah, charger port is actually mounted. It's not going anywhere. And it's wired up, see? Woo, wires. Lots of wires in this car now. Wires, all the way back over there. So something I didn't know was that you have to go from two wires, two hot wires. Over here to, let's see, this one. You go hot, other hot, hot, other hot, hot, other hot. It looks like hot ground, but it's hot, other hot, because it's a level 2 charger. And then from here, you go negative, positive, negative, positive, negative, positive, out to the battery contactor. To the contactor. That's what it is. Honestly, I do know what I'm talking about, sort of. Let's see, lots of coolant lines, too. These are 3/4 coolant lines coming out of the charger. They run down here. This is another surge tank. Yes, I have 2. It was easier for me to make 2 loops than 1. Deal with it. I don't know. It's like midnight or something. I'm having trouble thinking. And I have to keep troubleshooting stuff. I got this pin removal tool off Amazon. It's garbage. I hate it. It was like $9 for a set of 3 of this and 2 other types, and it works nowhere near as well as... Is it in there somewhere? I don't see it in there anywhere. Anyway, I paid $14 for one that looks just the same. Oh, there it is. It's over there on the center console, right there at the end of my finger. It's got that pink on it, so I don't lose it again. It's just 2 pieces of metal stamped and riveted onto another piece of metal in between, but it works. It works a whole lot better than that other thing. Mess on top of car. I think that's pretty well it. This is some silicone coated or insulated wiring. This stuff's actually pretty nice because you can just grab it with your fingernails and pull and it'll strip. It's real easy. Okay, I'm babbling. I think that's it for now. I'll post another update when there's something to actually update, or like when I fix what's going on with my BMS. And again, don't do these. They're garbage. They are garbage. They have created more problems for me. They are not designed for this type of application, and I thought I was saving money, and I wasn't. So don't do it. Don't be a victim like me. All right. I'll update you guys next time. Thanks for watching.